Have you ever felt like you were just drifting, all alone, without a real purpose? Up in the vast, endless sky, there was a little cloud who felt exactly that way. He'd watch other clouds, big and fluffy, gathered together like old friends, laughing and playing games with the wind. But he was always on the outskirts, a tiny puff of white in a world of blue, wondering where he belonged. He felt small, insignificant, and terribly lonely. He'd ask the wind, "Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do?" But the wind would just whistle past, offering no answers, leaving him to wander aimlessly. One day, while drifting over a quiet, rolling landscape, his gaze fell upon a single solitary tree standing on a hill. The tree looked as lonely as he felt. Its branches were bare and brittle, twisted towards the sky as if pleading for something. There were no green leaves, no signs of life, just dry, cracked bark, and a sense of deep sadness. The ground around it was parched and dusty. The little cloud felt a strange connection, a pang of sympathy for this lonely figure on the earth. He floated closer, watching the tree stand silent and still, day after day. He saw birds fly past it, but none landed on its fragile limbs. He saw animals scurry by, but none sought shelter under its shadowless form. The little cloud whispered to himself, "It looks so sad. Just like me." He imagined the tree once being full of life, with vibrant green leaves rustling in the breeze, providing a home for birds and shade for weary travelers. The thought of its current state made the little cloud's own heart feel heavy. He wanted to do something, anything. He wasn't big and powerful like the storm clouds he admired from afar. He was just a small, lonely cloud. What could he possibly offer? He spent days just hovering above the tree, thinking. He watched the sun beat down on its dry branches, and he saw the cracks in the earth deepen. An idea, as small and uncertain as he was, began to form in his mind. He remembered seeing the big storm clouds release rain, and how the world below would transform, turning lush and green. He had never made it rain before. He was afraid. What if he tried and nothing happened? What if he wasn't strong enough? But looking down at the lonely tree, he felt a surge of determination he'd never felt before. Maybe, he thought, just maybe, I can make a difference. Maybe I can make you smile. With this newfound resolve, the little cloud began to gather all his strength. It was harder than he imagined. He had to pull every tiny water droplet within himself, focusing all his energy. He grew a little denser, a little heavier. He felt a change happening inside, a building pressure, a readiness. He positioned himself directly over the tree, took a deep breath and let go. At first, it was just a single, tiny drop. Then another and another. A gentle, soft shower began to fall, pattering softly onto the dry, thirsty ground. It wasn't a thunderstorm, just a quiet, steady rain like tears of hope. He rained and rained, giving everything he had. He grew smaller and smaller, lighter and lighter, until he was almost transparent, a mere wisp in the sky. But he didn't stop. He kept his focus on the tree, pouring out his very essence. The dry earth drank in the moisture greedily. Slowly, miraculously, a change began. The tree's bark seemed to soften. Its brittle branches began to look more supple. The little cloud watched, holding his breath. He had given everything. He was exhausted, almost gone, but he waited. Then he saw it. A tiny, vibrant green bud appeared on one of the branches, then another and another. Over the next few days, as the sun shone and the moisture did its work, the tree began to transform. Leaves unfurled, a beautiful, fresh green. Its branches straightened, reaching toward the sky not in desperation, but in gratitude. Life was returning. Soon a little bird, then two, came and landed on the branches, singing a cheerful song. The tree was no longer a symbol of loneliness, but a beacon of life and hope. Looking down, the little cloud, now just a faint shimmer in the sky, felt a joy he had never known. He wasn't lonely anymore. In giving himself away, in helping another, he had found his place in the world. He smiled, a wide, contented smile that stretched across the blue. And as he slowly faded, ready to be reborn as vapor and rise again, He whispered, "When I gave my rein, I found my purpose." He learned that our greatest strength isn't in what we keep for ourselves, but in what we give to others. And sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can bring the most beautiful things back to life. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories that inspire and uplift. See you next time.